All right, gentlemen, let's work. Put you through the ringer there with those intros, huh? I was like adding stuff into OBS as that was running, so it got a little glitchy there for a minute. Good to be back. Been a little bit since I streamed. I have been hard at work on the edit. So I am excited to get rolling on this with you guys. Okay, pull up all the right stuff. You see right here, I was trying to type in voice demos, and I typed in voice demons. That's, oops. What's up, Shoya? James Gree. The intro game is crazy. Yeah, it's just loading up, one after the other. I can't decide which one I like best, so I'm just like, show them all. Alright. Let me stir up this tea a little bit. Clink, clink, clink. We're in business. So. Part of the reason I really wanted to jump on and stream for a while tonight, my streams are usually mega streams, so we'll see how long I go tonight. But I need help. I could actually use some advice from some folks in the chat. Balancing this ABC plot I've got going on here is a very, very difficult task. And I'm definitely happy with the overall flow of events. What I am trying to work in here is the chronology. So the chronology of like the day to night cycles, since I have moved many a scene around. For example, we have Din land here on Tatooine. This is around the 30-minute mark. This is where he talks to Fennec, and I do have a V2 of this scene I'll preview here in a little bit. And let you hear the voice lines I cooked up for this. So this is, again, not final, but a lot closer than V1 was. So if you recall, Din gets his mission from the Armorer around the 12-minute mark. Then we transition to Boba, start to see some of his stuff. The initial onset of the Pikes. Go back to Grogu, see some Grogu training. Back to Boba. More development of the Crime Lords and all this. Ooh, I did finish the alien voice lines. So, all these aliens speak their own languages now, down to the Trandoshans and the Aqualish. So, yeah, there we go. I did all that. Still needs a little sound balancing. I think their voices are a little too loud for the room. But I do all that on my final pass. So we get that progression with the Crime Lords. Then you get this conversation where, like, hey, I need some more muscle to keep the forces in line. And I want Boba Fett to have a lot more agency in my film. I don't want to portray him as I'm building this ragtag group of street urchins on Power Ranger bikes. Oh, I got distracted by the chat. What's up, SWA? Thanks for joining. You are in one of my favorite sections of that game. If you saved Korriban for after Leviathan, it's like from the breakout scene, the Leviathan itself isn't that great other than the story moments, but those decks are huge. But from those story, like all of the story in there, before and after the deck section, and then getting up to the bridge through like the end of Korriban is my absolute favorite part of that game, and like one of my favorite parts of Star Wars in general. It's so cool. I don't remember ever struggling to defeat. No, I do. That battle does take a few times. There's those dark Jedi in the corners, I think, like on either side of the door, and everybody's just like kind of spaced out. They can pepper you a little bit. What class did you go this time? Shoya and James Gree are buds. Got a watch party going. Dang. Sweet. That is indeed Hatis, which the Klatooinians do speak. It's one of they have their own native tongue. I am unsure if we have ever heard it in Star Wars though. But they on their wiki page and from the EU they speak both their native tongue as well as Hatis. And especially in like the crime lord setting, you know, they're not going to be speaking the Klatooinian anyways. Okay, so the problem I was posing here, so we get this. Again, pay attention to the chronology. This is all happening during Din's travel from all the way up near the Mandalore system, flying all the way to Tatooine. So it's fine for a good 18 minutes of stuff to play out here. Now, Boba Fett's agency. So this scene, I don't want it to never to seem like he's relying on Fennec for everything. That's not how I portrayed him in my early movies. That's not how I want to portray him in my last movie. So he's going to have a moment of agency to do with this when he's talking about, hey, we need some muscle. She's like, hey, I know what to do. And Boba's going to kind of be like, yeah, I'll work on my stuff. You work on yours. Let's see what we come up with. So then right after this, we get Din Djarin lands, talks to Peli. You know, I'll show this audio a little bit later. Let's watch from here at least.
What's this for?
A job offer. We need help with the Pikes.
I'm here to speak with Boba about Mandalore.
I'm sure he would consider it.
He can keep the credits. It's on the house. I'll help Boba push the Pikes out, but I'll need a favor in return.
Okay, so then we go from there. So it's like Fennec is recruiting Din as Boba is going to recruit Chrysanthemum, Black Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemanian. Just to give Boba some sort of like active action in all this, so he's not just like waiting around, sitting on his ass on his throne doing nothing. Now, my problem with this, I love the structure, but look, does it make sense if it's daytime here where Boba lands? Is this Mos Eisley? Where's Peli's thing? It is Mos Eisley, yeah. So he's there. Like, Jabba's palace isn't really far enough away for it to have turned to night. And then it's day again by the time Din comes back. So I'm trying to figure out which ones I need to color grade. I'm going to need to day to night swap something. And you think, oh, this one looks pretty easy. And I was like, yeah, let's do this one. But then he walks in here and you've got all these weird shadows. And it's really hard to make these look like moonlight instead of sunlight. I think it's possible. But I really don't want to have to spend like a ton of time making masks. That'll just take a long time. I could do it so some of the color looks right and then some of this. But if there's an easier solution than spending 3 days making masks on all these walls to recolor, to make this look like, I mean, this is clearly a day. So I've been like racking my brain, okay, what are my options? I can make, maybe I could make this one night. That might not be as difficult. If I make all of this nighttime, then it's still night here. Then it's kind of like Din flies to Boba's palace the next morning. So that's an option. I was also playing around with... Do I have my masks here? Yeah, see, I was playing around with... Can I get masks to make this nighttime scene look like day? And it kind of does on the background. Obviously, the lighting on Boba's face is wrong right now. But it gets, like, really pixelated. And you get some bad banding. Now, I'm not using original source footage. I was building this from one of my renders already, so I could increase the visual quality here. But I think doing a day to night of this would be best. But then you've got this where Boba or Din's flying into the day. I'd have to like crop, if I track this, maybe horizontal flip it so then it looks like he's going that way, like landing here essentially. That could be a solution as well. And then I can day to night all of this. That might be my next attempt, because I think that's easier than day to nighting inside of Boba's palace. See if do I have this here. I don't know if I have my LUT on this computer of the day to night. Probably not. SWA, you finished reading Deceived? Almost finished reading Cloak of Deception next. Nice. You know what I did in the meantime? Look at this. Look at this. Where is it? Where is it? It's in my files somewhere. You got me researching this the other day. Yeah. Check it. Okay, I don't care. Look at this. This is that book you were talking about, trying to order online. Somebody, like, photo scanned the entire thing since it's so difficult to acquire physically. So I started looking through this. This is such a cool book. It's so cool. I got lost in the sauce for like 30 minutes just scrolling through this and reading random boxes. It's enormous. This, I mean, I would 10 times rather have this in physical. But man, I want to devour this whole book sometime. I used to, when I was a kid, I would just spend an entire day after day, just reading all these type of books that used to be about the movies and stuff. So if you want to scan through this, definitely let me know. I'll get you the PDF file, help you decide if you want to buy it physical or not. But it's got so much lore in it, like every single world, characters, species, droids, everything. So much history. This is the Mandalorian stuff right here. I was reading through this. Really, really cool. Highly recommend. Troy's been helping James learn some Mandoa for the last year and a half. Well, you're ahead of me then. I've been learning for the last, what, 6 months maybe, most. Probably like for real 3 months. All I had before was just reading the Karen Travis novels and just stuff I remembered from that, but I didn't have to study it until I started doing these projects. Rotoscope a clock, please no. It's so time consuming. So I got a marker here, so that's gonna be probably my plan. I'm gonna see how it looks to day to night this. I hate when they I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention, but there's just like random shots where they put the vignette on there, and I don't know in a director's mind, like, and then it's just like it's gone in the next frame. I don't know what triggers you to think, okay, I need it here. I mean, is it supposed to keep your eyes focused more center on the characters? But it's so random in the usage to me. I've never, as an editor in any project, been like, you know what this shot really needs is black in the corners. I just don't get that. Maybe I don't get it so much that I would get rid of it. Just because it makes me fussy to see it. Look at that. Now it's gone. Why not? I definitely did it way more than I needed to crop. Am I making someone mad with this? Do I have any big vignette fans in the chat? HK47 is a goat meat bag. Do you have a link to that PDF? Oh, thank you so much, my friend. Good luck beating Saul Kareth. Yeah, HK47 is phenomenal. Phenomenal character. Really appreciate that. Yes, I will absolutely get you that PDF. See, look at that. There it is. I got it right there. If you want to email me, acbagel@gmail.com, I'll just email it to you if you're fine with that. If there's another way I can put it on a Google Drive or something, if you want, just send me an email, let me know. You use HK47 to rescue you from the Admiral. Oh, nice. So what, I forget what he does. Does he, like, it's something about his self-repair technology, right? He, like, shoots himself and then fixes himself in the prison. I absolutely loved how every companion would break out of jail a different way. And in the planning, I remember playing that game so many times. Every single time I play it, when they're like talking on the Ebon Hawk, hey, how are we going to bust out? I'd ask every single person what's their plan, and I just like listen to it, and I try to think through it kind of tactically and be like, what would I pick in real life? I like to play Revan as me for a lot of it, unless I'm doing like a dark side run. You know, I'm my own morality system isn't necessarily 100% aligned with the Jedi Order. It would probably be more in line with like the Luke's Jedi Order. So, you know, it's kind of like a light/neutral. But I remember I would always, most of the time I would go with Jolie. Give me a mind trick. I trust the Force to accomplish this task. That one always made the most sense to me. HK might have been... I know I've done it before. Some of them just seem like really bad. Like the mission is like what? I'm gonna like insult him so much they're gonna like come in and then I'm gonna take his key. I mean, of course everything works because it's a game, but every time when I'm Revan and she pitches that, I'm like, that's a stupid plan. I'm doing something else. See how good my memory is. Juhani goes invisible, right? She uses her Force stealth, was going to hide, then sneak out. Jolie, mind trick. Karth, Revan, Bastila, too much focus on them, so they get captured, can't do it. I think... What does T3 do? Does he shuts himself down, hides in like the repair room, and then tries to slice? Is that it? He like pretends to be inactive? I think HK like damages himself. Canderous, he's got like self-healing implants. He like shoots himself too, and then goes to the med bay and breaks out. Mission tries to make people mad. Zalbar. They don't let you do Zalbar, right? They say like there's going to be way too much security on a Wookiee. And I love that they came up with that stuff. That's great RPG, especially for like early 2000s. Incredible gameplay mechanics. Does Boba speak any Mandoa? Great question, Mr. Shoya. He totally should. And to your great joy,
I'll send you a ping when our fleet is en route to Mandalore.
For NTA, Vod.
Sayin Fet Ian, Vod. Good luck with the huts.
I think that's all I have in there right now is that one line from him, but once I was planning to do more, I am in contact with my Boba Fett voice actor. So once I get to Mandalore and actually like develop what scenes Boba Fett's gonna come in, I'll do it. I'm probably not gonna be having full conversations with Boba and Mandoa. It's just gonna be like spare lines like that, just to show, hey, he knows the stuff. He's part of this culture. He grew up with this as much as anybody. What Django talks Mandoa in Attack of the Clones, right? I can't remember what he says. Boba. I've got it in the... Actually, I have it in... I brought that voice line into the dream sequence I made for... Where's that? Yeah, Ada Boba Udit Soidip. What does that mean? Can't remember. But I brought it in there just to show, like, as he's looking at, in this vision, at Jango's helmet. I'm really proud of this picture I made, too. So part of Boba's dream. Just, like, I blended all of the helmets together. Just, like, transitioning back and forth from... Boba to Jango, and then there's this one looks really good too. And then I like I'm pretty happy with the Boba dream sequence. I think I need to remove this droid telling him he's fully healed, because I do need him to go in the back to tank later in the movie. Yeah, that's why I have this marked anyways. Oh no, I have this marked for this. I needed a soundtrack work here. Yeah, and see I didn't do this VFX work, somebody else did it and posted it online, but they recolored all the bikes so they don't look like Power Rangers anymore. Close the cupboard. Root it. Yeah, close the door. Oh, really? It's just backwards? No way. That's funny. I see that part and upload different versions. SWA, I'm trying to remember what that was in reference to. I'd have to save that part and upload different versions. I'm sorry, I can't recall what I was saying in relation to that. I do see your email here. Absolutely, I'm going to attach that right now so I don't forget. It's kind of biggish, so it will be sent as a Google Link Drive attachment. Saving the team. Oh. Save that part and upload it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mandalorian language was created several years after Attack of the Clones released. Really? I thought it was like pretty close immediately after. I didn't think it was years. When did Hard Contact come out? Okay. Yeah, a good 2 years. If we're including that's like where it was started to be really developed. If anyone hasn't read this series, you absolutely have to. It's absolutely must read. League of Spies. I never read this. Short story. Huh. What's this one? Another short story. I missed out a lot of the short stories that were in Star Wars Insider. I never got to read when I was going through this time period. I did read this. The whole Young Boba Fett series was actually pretty good. I don't believe I read this. That one's not familiar to me either. Whatever this series is, I never read Clone Wars Secret Missions. Young adult novels? Yeah, I never read those. I so badly want to go back and just do like pick an era and just really read. Right now I'm tempted to do... I'm torn between, do I want to do NJO in order? Because when I read it the first time, I read it completely out of order in random books, and there's still some I missed. Just sent that email. But I also want to do, like, the Rise of the Empire period to kind of tie in with Andor and rewatching Rebels from Goob, and then there's some stuff in the OT I haven't read, too. My most knowledgeable is Old Republic through the Clone Wars. That's what I've read the most. Okay. Oh, cool, Shoya. I see that. All the Insider magazines. Nice. Thank you. Definitely check out some of the stuff I missed. Trying to find a good box set of the whole RC series. Oh, I would love if they re-released that. Did you guys see the... I just pre-ordered this. This is just... It got me. Re-releasing this book. Just beautiful. Beautiful cover, and then Stover added like his own new annotations from, what, 20 years later? So he's got a bunch of new, like, 170 new annotations about how he wrote it and why he wrote it certain ways. Super, super excited to be able to read. I think, it comes out October. Going to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters next week. It will be the first time I've ever seen it in theaters. So that's exciting. Oh, and I just spilled my tea on my space bar. Awesome. Does it work? Space, space, space. All right. There we go. I'm all over the place right now, but that reminded me. I'm working on making a Boba Fett video right now, just to upload to my YouTube channel. Let me show you what this is super dumb. Just Boba going to town. This is from, if you have ever read the series Star Wars Galaxy of Fear, this is the book City of the Dead, where Dr. Evazan, the guy from A New Hope, the crazy scientist, Is he an Anzadi? I think he is, right? The little cheek tentacles guys. He does like all these crazy experiments on people and messes them up. So I just took an art and I was like, make Boba blast everybody. It looks super derpy and stupid, but I'm going to use it as like a comedic moment in my video. And I generated like way over the top sound effects. So anyways. Some AI stuff looks good, some looks just absolutely derpy like that. And then I'll show you doing this project as well. I'm going to give you no context. If anyone can figure out what this is, I mean, obviously you're going to know what that is. I think that one actually looks pretty good. Asteroid looks a little wonky coming up, but him coming out of there looks pretty cool. And since it's like that painted texture, so I generated this image and then just animated it. But I'm working on just a little side project narrating a short story with animations like this in this style, based on a short story. Anybody know? Anybody know what short story this is from? Guess you'll find out when I release it. Unironically, this title shares the same title for your Star Wars RPG game. Hard Contact? Nice. Tell me more, Spanky D's. I have always wanted to play like the Star Wars RPGs. I've just never found a group to do it with. It'd be very fun to me. Got it, thanks, Imperial Meat Bags. Nice. Mando HKs. They are releasing the Republic Commando series, but the book... Oh, yeah, I mean, they're making it like the Essential Legends series. I haven't been a fan of any of that. That's just unless you're doing it like they did with the Stover book, where they're like actually making it like a hardcover and look really nice with new author annotations. It's because the old stuff sells better than their High Republic books, and it's so easy for them to slop like they chuck really lazy art on the cover and then just re-release the book and call it Essential Legends. Like what? But yeah, the Republic Commando ones look bad. Pull that up. I swear that they used AI to make this one, I think. 501st. What? I mean, that doesn't look good. That looks terrible. Like, you're telling me, what's the original? This one's awesome. This is a freaking amazing cover. I remember picking that up from the library. What do they got? Like, even that doesn't look good. Look at his helmet looks so derpy. This one's not bad. It's not good either, for sure. Like, I swear all of this stuff is AI. I never liked this cover, actually, though. So I do have to be fair. I thought that was a poor cover. Though yeah, I was going to say, they had a... Oh, no, yeah, that was 501st. The first three are sweet. Those three look amazing. That one looks bad. That one looks very mid. And then all of the re-released ones are worse. Where'd that go? I clicked 000. It's not good. It's not great. It's really not. Like, come on. I am telling you guys, they're using... I swear they're using AI for this. Can I zoom in more? Okay. Like, look at those. Look at those guys in the background. That looks like a First Order stormtrooper. Look at his mouth. And that's a thing AI does wrong all the time. Their hands merge together. Yeah, none of these. There's maybe been like 5% of the re-release covers have looked better. They never get the helmets right. This one doesn't look as bad, but it's still really messed up. That does not look like the back of the helmet there. Anyways. SW8 ain't going to the theaters. Disney can't take your money. You know, I know they're doing it to me on purpose when they get me to buy like Legends stuff again, because they're making more money from Legends books than their own new stuff. But part of me is also like, okay, if they want to do something that's respectful to Legends, I do want to support it. Obviously, putting Revenge of the Sith in theaters is a money grab. That's not like anything overly respectful. But I've never seen it in theaters, so I just want to experience that. So I found the best theater I could within an hour drive, and I'm going all the way there to see it. If Legends is essential, why did you get rid of it, Disney? Yeah. Don't get me started. I'll never edit if I get going on that. Okay. Okay, back to problem solving. Let me just browse through what I did. Did anybody... I don't think I streamed since I finished this scene. I can't remember. Have you seen this whole thing, Shoya? Because I did get all the voice lines and subtitling done for all the stuff you translated here. I can show that to you. Redid the lines here. All this stuff is good to go now. Transition to Boba. Did the dream sequence. All this is mostly finalized other than the soundtrack here I need to change. I need to fix the sound transition here too. This is a hard one to balance. I gotta like completely rescore this transition. Training's good. Added some Luke AI voice lines to buffer this up for how I want. I took Ahsoka out of here. There she used to be. There she's not. So
Good.
there's a little bit of motion. I still need to motion track my mask. I might use a different part of the trees too. I mean, if you didn't know she was there, your mind would never be able to tell that looks off. But it does to me, like there's a little bit, you can see like that line looks a little wrong, so I gotta motion track it just a teeny tiny bit with the camera sway. Feather it out a little more. Oh, SWA's retracting stuff like crazy. The government's shutting him down. What's going on? Why are you getting redacted? Okay, so then we cut back to Boba. I redid all of this droid's voiceover to explain the situation. Listen to... Some of this is the Boba Fett voice acting. Check this line out.
Minor gang leaders.
Where does that leave us now?
That one's fantastic. Some of them I might need to re-record. So basically, I wanted to, even if I didn't change the dialogue, like the actual words, like this, that's what he actually says. I still wanted the voice acting to match, so it doesn't sound like when I do change his dialogue that it's a different Boba. And that one sounds pretty identical. This is the one that I think needs re-recorded. It sounds almost like auto-tuned.
Any news on the man?
Mayor.
It's not horrible, but it...
Any news on the man?
Do you see what I mean?
Speak out.
Any news on the man?
Mayor has no power.
It's not bad, but it's... I want it like a little more gravelly, I think.
Any news on the man?
This one sounds great.
The huts.
Could be. You want me to ask around?
Would they know if you did?
We should assume so. Is there a Pike representative?
So then, yeah, I've totally reframed this.
The faction leaders have arrived to speak with you.
Is there a Pike representative?
No, they are absent.
That's fine. Send them in.
Okay, so that's how I lead into we do this whole briefing, and then everybody wants to talk with him. Like, right when the audience gets the information, now we get to see the gang leaders make the pact. If you never saw my old take on Iffy Boba Iffy... What, the voice line? What's an Iffy Boba? If you've never seen the way I reframed this entire scene, you're in for a treat, because I think it works so much better than the way the Book of Boba did it. So right now I have it, when they enter, this is all from like halfway through the scene already. So it's like I want to show this immediate, like, we transition, Boba immediately says to have a seat. Sit, he commands them.
Sit.
I'm probably going to remove his please there.
Sit.
Yeah. Sit.
Sit. Please. Sit.
Yeah, definitely don't want him to say please. He's just going to say sit. And so I've used this scene. This is like their reaction to his Rancor, but now I've made it just their reaction to him. Being in Boba's palace, he gives off that aura. I mean, it's like as soon as they walk in the door, they're kind of afraid at any moment he's going to turn on them or something. So, you get that smirk, like, yeah, you guys know what's up. So Boba starts. I've reorganized a lot of this dialogue just for different story beats. The content's still the same. It's still like the same pitch, but the conversation works in like so many different orders. So he's questioning today, why should we care about the Pikes? This stupid guy in Disney, he goes, yes. That's all he does. It sounds really stupid, so I just say, like, good question. So I want it to seem like Boba anticipates that they weren't going to work with him. I wanted the whole thing to be like he doesn't get duped. And I wanted to be like, yeah, he knows they're not actually going to work with him. This is a bunch of scumbags. They want everything he has. So I've reframed it where he just seems like more confident and like, yeah, he knows they're not going to do it, but his main goal is here just to get them to not betray him. Rather, stay out of it, because I'll mess you up too, as I'm messing up the Pikes if you come after me. So then I've reorganized all these clips so everybody agrees. Except the Klaatuinian, who, after all this, you get this like moment of tense silence where Boba's like, and you? Like, why aren't you pledging your loyalty here? And he gets like really accusatory. Boom, and that's like when Boba triggers the Rancor to come after him. And so we've got just this like immediate, like Boba just sits there stone cold the entire time. And then the dude just concedes. Boom. And then Boba takes a sip of his drink. So this is the type of like silent presence I want, where he's not like, you know, groveling to them. He's confident, and so he gets up there. Then we get to the, yeah, let's get some more muscle, because these guys probably will step out of line. I trust them to serve their own self-interests. Now we transition to Din Djarin.
Like a loath.
Oh, that's my vignette.
I could use your. I could use your.
There we go. Kind of funny. Gamorrean noise end scene. Oh. Sounds like the Clone Wars Bosk. Yeah. No, I'm using voice lines from actually the Trandoshan is from the Old Republic video game. That is Kaizen, the Jedi Consular's Trandoshan companion. Do you guys know Trandoshans do life debts too? Just like Wookiees, which is funny because those species are super racist against each other. Let me play this. Let me show you what we got. Again, voice lines not final. This is version 2 of 3.
Well, how's she running?
purring like a loath cat.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
I could use your help.
You need another droid? You taking up Boba Fett?
Actually, I am looking for him.
Boring. Oh, by the way, an old friend of yours dropped by, said she was looking for you.
She knew my name?
Don't worry. I told her I didn't know where you were. Then I locked her out and engaged the hangar security system.
Well, who was it?
Fennec Shan.
I thought you said that the hangar security system was on. Don't get away from me. You come right back here. This is the third mistake this week.
Good to see you, Fennec.
I've always hated this. Look how fast. Look, she's right there, like right next to the ship. Look at this timestamp. You can still see her at 29:44, basically. She's right there. 3 seconds later, she's sprinted all the way over there. Like, she just, like, must have sprinted as fast as she could in these 3 seconds. And she's, like, already inside that. That's always drove me crazy. Audio's a bit... Oh, no, yeah, there's zero sound balancing work done on this section. Zero. All I've done is get the rewrite. So, basically how I do it is... my own personal process when I'm like rebuilding the audio of a scene. I kind of write out the text on a notepad and then just do a very initial take where like I will generate each of my voice lines one single time. Just stick them in there in order, make sure the story works, go through, take out all the initial first takes and either record it myself on my mic, and then AI my voice to get the right tone. So that's my version 2. And then my version 3, I listen to it again, figure out which lines need to be re-recorded just because they might not fit the tone. Like once you assemble everything, then it's like, okay, actually that sentence needed to match the tone of that sentence. So that's like my third pass. And then also with pass 3 is when I do all the room echo, sound balancing. If you heard the difference between like my draft voice lines in the Way of Mandalore Book 5 versus the final release, very, very different. I'm very happy with the voice line quality in Book 5. Like I upwards of 90% of it, like I don't think you can really tell. Of course, there's always a few we're gonna be like, yeah, that sounded a little weird, but someone like my wife would have no idea. None. I've showed her like entire clips, and she's seen all of the Mandalorian. But she's like, I don't know what was you and what was them. So people who do editing, you can pick up on it, the little things, but a lot of the average watchers have no idea. Where did I leave off? Okay, I got distracted by Pelly's teleportation skills. Just like playing Cold War 30 headaches later, finally did it. Oh, you're not... Is this your first time playing Way to the Old Republic? Or is this... What number is this for you? Yeah, the Starforge, I think, is the hardest. There's sections of the Starforge that are... Whew.
From me, you come right back here. It's the third mistake this week.
Good to see you, Fennec.
By any chance, are you looking for work?
How'd you know I was coming?
I was looking for you.
What's this for?
A job offer. We need help with the Pikes.
I'm here to speak with Boba about Mandalore.
I'm sure he would consider it.
He can keep the credits. It's on the house. I'll help Boba push the Pikes out, but I'll need a favor in return.
Okay, so that's the draft version of that, just so you get a picture of the storyline. This is how we're going to start integrating, getting Boba to Mandalore. Okay, now we're all caught up. Here's my, this is from my previous film. I wanted to add this scene in. I already re-edited this thing. So Boba goes to recruit Chrysanthemum. And then we go here. So yeah, the other thing is I'm gonna try and I don't want to bore you guys by a day to night LUT. Go through here. I've totally re-edited this whole scene. So it's like a quick summary now that they've got the muscle they need in here. It's just a very brief thing to lay the battle plans, essentially. What are the next couple days going to look like?
I might be able to help with that.
Okay, then into this. What I want to do here, I attempted it like 2 years ago and I wasn't happy with it, but I think I can do it now. With like 1 or 2 AI voice lines, I can make this work. So this is why I've got this big gap in my movie right now, because I have this old idea that I wanted to make happen. So for this conversation, I want it to look like Cobb says no. That he's not going to do it. I want like the final answer to kind of be like, hey, this isn't my fight, Mando. Messing with the Pikes, like we're a mining village. Why do I want that? Because it builds suspense for later on, like in the Battle of Tatooine, when we don't know if there's going to be reinforcements. I'm also wanting to revert. I had one edit where I then didn't show the Cad Bane encounter here, and I saved this for a flashback section as when Cad walks up to Boba later in the movie. Sorry, that might be kind of hard to follow just over my verbal descriptions here. But rather than it just playing out like this, it plays out as Cad's like, hey, you know, I killed your Tuskens, I killed the village you went to, I know you were trying to recruit troops, nobody's coming. Because then it gives this guy some more agency. This is my old cut, so I don't have Yeah, so I wanted to make it look like the Weekway's decision was like, okay, it's because Cad just shot Cobb that we're actually going to fight now. So I don't want to have this thing where Cobb was like, yeah, let's all do it, and then he does it anyways. I want it to be like, hey, Cobb was he was going to stay out of it, and then he got shot, and that's what motivated the village to head to Tatooine to avenge. I think that's a good moral lesson. I think the themes will land really well when that's translated. I think it just turns this whole thing from this really static, yeah, go here, recruit, get shot, you know they're going to come anyways, to kind of like a mystery about what happened. Because if we cut right from here, from Cobb saying no, he flies off. Then Mando thinks it didn't work. We save all this for later, and it preserves the mystery. So then that would make this scene becomes Cad Bane's entrance now, where he enters the story here just as an antagonist. This will be around the 40-minute mark, 45. Just to set up for that. I'm not using this bomb scene here. I don't know if it fits any. I'm kind of torn on it, because we haven't been to Garza's sanctuary at all. Well, okay, I guess we have been for Chrysanthemum. But I don't think you can tell this is it. It just looks like a ruined area that they're like setting up an ambush in. I mean, I wouldn't say this is like really out of line for Tatooine just to have that. So still working through some of that. And then we get the Cad Bane confrontation, all this. So this is where I will place the flashback. When he's talking about this, because I want him to be really egging on Boba Fett, and that will do it even more. If it's like he reveals that information right here and the audience sees it. You can see I've made a ton of cuts here too. I don't have Fennec like convince Boba so smoothly. Boba's really mad. So you see how many different cuts I have here. Totally changed this entire confrontation. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, then I'm going to do another combat pass through all this. Most of this will stay the same, since I already put so much work into editing all this. Yeah. Can't remember what this is.
Come on the hill. They're on the run.
That's right. I put this here because I had to replace the scene of Din carrying Grogu. So I just moved a different voice line there and just do this like really close up of him. So we don't see Grogu and have a new voice line like he's calling out the troops. Second time playing KOTOR for SWA. Cool, man. Been a while. It's been a while since I played it too. My last playthrough was probably 2016, I believe. Yeah, I think so. Nowadays, I mean, I have played that game probably 30 times. So nowadays, when I want to re-experience the KOTOR story, I do it with the YouTube movie edits of it, rather than putting 30, 40 hours into playing it. I definitely will play it again, especially if they ever decide to re-release it. I'll definitely play the OG version again. So all this, whole sequence goes through, then we get this deal made. Shoya had an idea for Mando, a dialogue up there I saw. He should reply, keep hard... Oh, I just scrolled my chat down. Keep Parjai? It means a small victories. Yeah, so like here you say like small victories, brother. Is that what you're saying? I like that better. That doesn't seem like a thing Din would really say. And then I need to replace Din's voice line here because he tells R5 to scan for messages from Ossus, so I need to change that to say Yavin this time around. Sifo DS. Yeah, you're absolutely welcome for that encyclopedia. Thanks for bringing it up, and that other stream made me go look for it. I looked for a print copy at my library first, just so I could check it out, but they didn't have it. Okay, and then we get back to this stuff where I showed before of Ye Olde Hunt. Okay. So, what do I want to work on tonight? I think I do. This stuff is a mess. I've been, like, dreading working on it, because it's... I don't know. It doesn't sound like a fun task to me. Reorganizing all of this. This is going to take a lot of work, too. I need to find my old... I can't remember what version of the film where I already did a lot of it. So, like, the flashback sequence I already did, and then I reverted it, because I wasn't... I kept changing my plans for Book 5. Like, all this stuff used to be in Book 5. Now that it's in Book 6, I would like to go back to the flashback idea. So I need to find where the heck did I render that out to the first time around I did it. Somebody left a comment, too. Are you going to use the upgraded Cad Bane visuals? If you haven't seen what I'm talking about there... This, it looks like at least 500 times better. I think that yeah, it looks so much better. I'm fine with like the coloring, but the shape of the head is so wrong. This looks like a Duros. This does not. So I think even like this color on this one would have looked pretty dang good. And I would love to use this, but this guy only made this one scene of it. So he would look like that in this scene, and then he's going to look like that in the other 10 scenes. That's just not going to work. So unless somebody else has put this type of appearance in the rest of the show, go for it. I looked at this one too. What was this one about? This one has terrible quality. I think this was just like new lip sync or something. Adjust Cad Bane's mouth. Okay, I can't even remember what that one was. But yeah, look at the shape of his face here. Yeah, actually I'm going to use this one. That one looks good to me. Yeah, there's a pretty cool Cad Bane fan film if you haven't seen. It's pretty good. That shot looks great. For being a fan film. Very happy with it. Yeah, anyways. Wish I could, but I can't. He's grown pale from walking through the desert. Sorry, reading a Discord message here from a dear Star Wars fan. If you're in my chat, yes, I can do that for you. Okay, so, yeah, I gotta stop putting off fixing this. It's putting a big gap in my movie, and just need to freaking do it. I just need to make this happen. I do have to redo this because it didn't work in my previous version. That I do remember. That I do. And did I pull that out yet? Is it this? Oh, that's the... Oh, shoot! Did I not place that yet either? Yeah, that was part of it. I was also... Okay. I was wondering where to put this Cobb scene, too. I don't know where this fits in my story now. There's just a lot of pieces where, like, in the original show, they just have a lot of random scenes, so you can, like, move around a lot of stuff. It's just all about pacing for me, and it's like, do I need this one? I think it's a good scene, especially if I want him to be... It's also like he was supposed to be a star of the Rangers of the New Republic show, which is why they gave him so much screen time. And then that show got canceled. So it's like how much time, when I'm doing so much else in this movie, how much time do I want to spend on him? This is a completely optional scene. It gives you a little world building of, hey, yeah, the Pike's influence is growing. I pulled this out to think, okay, if Din goes to him, he says no. Then maybe like 10 minutes later we see this scene of, okay, now the Pikes are on my doorstep here and they're bringing drugs into my city. Then I wanted to go back to this scene and kind of be like, hey, I do want to help. That was one other idea. And then my third idea, I can't decide which one is best. My third idea was also to go right from here. What if instead of that, kind of make it like this? The audience is wondering, is this going to change his mind? Is he actually going to decide to help now? And then he's walking back, and I could cut that straight into this. Like, as he's walking back from doing the Pikes out there, cut straight into here. And then it's like Cad Bane ambushes him from the side as he's walking back. Stop there, then use these beginning scenes a little bit. And then play this out, or do I save it for the flashback? I've got so many options, and my mind is just, like, shattered trying to figure out which one will work. Like, all these scenes can go in 5 different orders, and I've had such a hard time settling on what do I actually want. I don't know if I'm going to figure it out in this stream unless anybody has a strong opinion here. But I kind of need to just, like, sit down with the 5 scenes, write the themes and the messages I get from each of them, and then just say, like, all right, what's the right order to tell these in? But either way, I know my next project, I gotta fix this scene. I gotta reframe this to make him say no. That's what I want to do. I'm trying to remember, is this the version where
A favor.
I'll tell you what. Things are tough around here. But I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. That's not the one I wanted. So I need to find this, and I need to remake that scene from scratch. From scratch to make what I want to happen here. So that's probably the main thing I'm going to be working on tonight. What freaking episode is that from? Is that 7? I don't think I... Did I pull that out yet? End of season. I got so many episodes here, and I'm always quite unorganized. Oh, all this poor... Look how much work I did for all these scenes that I'll never use. It's part of the process. Alright, so I need... That's the wrong project. No, come on. Yeah, I think that's what I want. No, it's probably 6, isn't it? I don't think it's 7. Yeah, it's 6. This one. Here's another side pitch for anybody in the chat right now. I enjoy the live streams more than anything. Just hanging out, talking about Star Wars with people, reading the chats, seeing what stories you guys liked and grew up with. I love that. I've got a guy at my church who is a Star Wars fan too. He and I are both Army vets, and we're wanting to do just like a monthly podcast together, kind of going through battles in Star Wars and talking about the stories we liked, and then kind of like going through the battles from a military perspective. Getting a logo made for it right now, looking at calling it the Good Soldiers Podcast. We're both big Clone Wars fans. That's like his main thing is the Clone Wars show. He's a big Andor fan too. I'm like mid on Andor. Love production quality. Don't think it's good for Star Wars right now, is my personal opinion. Yeah, I could go on and on about that. I'm happy it's coming out, don't get me wrong. I'm like so thirsty for quality Star Wars, and it's very high quality. It's just like when I think of what should Star Wars be doing right now, what should they have been doing since 2015 essentially, it's not Andor. It's Andor-esque things. It's things that should be at that quality and even that tone I'm happy with. But if it were me, you don't need to make Andor. You had like the most beloved EU character in Kyle Katarn, is an infinitely more interesting character than Andor. My gosh, the stupidity never ceases to amaze me. Imagine, my friends, imagine we kick off like 2015. Instead of Rogue One, you do the Kyle Katarn Dark Forces. Then, like, as you're releasing episodes 7, 8, and 9, maybe you see part of Luke's Academy. Obviously, we got to change some of the concepts there. But then you get Kyle Katarn in the movies as a Jedi. Then when you get to, like, okay, we want to release a TV show around this time period with the same character that we did our movie in, so pretend it's the Dark Forces movie. That's how the Death Star plans get stolen. Now you've got Kyle Katarn as a really built-up character, and you have so much content that you could make like the most amazing show ever of Kyle Katarn, essentially remaking like Dark Forces 2, the whole series through Jedi Outcast. The lack of unity is just insane. Like, I want you to find one single person on Earth who has digested all of the Kyle Katarn material and digested all of the Cassian Andor material. Who on Earth is going to tell you that Cassian Andor as a character is a more interesting and well-developed character than Kyle Katarn? If you find that person, I want you to try and peel off his skin suit, because that is an alien. Here it is. Here she is. Let's start from the beginning here. Yep. He may be able to help with that. Let's do a review of this scene, and then let's edit. Let's get what I want to happen here, and then I'll try and go through my files and I guess try and find that flashback sequence I did. In the meantime, somebody be thinking of where I should put this Pike drug scene. Mon Pelosi. That's funny. You don't like how she's portrayed in Andor? It's like a young Mon Mothma, though. I don't think there weren't many like young Mon Mothma stories. I mean, in Andor, my favorite parts of it are, number one, the scenes with the Empire, I think, are very well done. So anytime it's Daedra, whoever like the shoulder length gray hair Imperial was, who was kind of like head of that the table, the ISB stuff. All of the ISB scenes were really good. And honestly, my next favorite parts was, well, anything with Saw Gerrera. Forrest Whitaker is just incredible performance with that character. All those, there's only a few, but those scenes were super well written. Luthen scenes are great. And then I liked the Mon Mothma plotline, just in general. I like seeing the politics of Star Wars. I'm big into political dramas, though. Like, when I think about it, my least favorite parts of the show are anytime and Cassian's in it. I don't think he's a poorly written character. I think he's just kind of boring, and every time I see him, I just see knockoff worst version of Kyle Katarn. It does just make me frustrated. Because I'm always, it's impossible for me to stop comparing, okay, this plot line you tried to steal from Legends, and you did it a little worse. Like, those comparisons are just burnt into my mind. I can't not make them when I'm watching it. Like, when you're playing out essentially the same storyline that I already grew up with, that I've already spent 100 hours reading and playing and stuff. Of course my mind is going to compare every single scene to that. So that's part of my struggle with the show. The lack of aliens in it is very bad, I think, too. Super distracting. Like, especially in the prison. It's like, what in the world? I just have to headcanon, like, okay, they've sorted the prisons out by species for some reason, which I don't think the Empire would bother doing. I don't know. Doesn't matter. She didn't seem like she should, in my opinion. Serial guy and Imperial lady together, cringe. Yeah, I have no clue what they're doing with that serial guy. I don't understand the point of his character at all. I love seeing Corsac in there, but yeah, his whole storyline of him eating cereal was like, what are we doing? And like the whole Cassian's sister plotline, with all those flashbacks in the beginning and him looking for her, that went absolutely nowhere. We wasted like 40 minutes on all that stuff. And I haven't seen anything about that in season 2. Maybe we're going to get this like big shocker. I thought that was just like a weak storytelling point. Nobody cares about Cassian. He's just that guy from that movie. Yeah, that's the struggle. If they just would have done Kyle Katarn, it all would have been much better for them, I think. Kind of like Bix. I mean, who doesn't? Is that even a question? If you haven't seen, I don't want to talk about spoilers. There's like a rumor about Andor season 2 with her that's like quite dark, and I'm really unsure how they're going to handle it. I think, from what I've seen, I think the news articles about it are blowing it out of proportion. I don't think it's nearly going to be as controversial as the titles are making it sound, obviously. But yeah, she's like wrecked by the end of season 1. She's got like massive mental trauma now, and I'll be interested to see what they do with her. I don't think who is that actress? I've never. What else is she in? I didn't recognize her. True Detective, really? Emily. I don't remember that. Is that season 1? I can't. Oh, season 2. I never watched season 2. Okay. Yeah, I've never seen her in anything else.
You want to park your starship, you got to do it out there in the flats.
I'm looking for Marshal Vanth.
I don't think you heard what I said.
I heard you.
I'll take it from here, Deputy. He's new. Still a bit jumpy. Is that a Naboo starfighter?
That's what it started off as. Haven't seen you since you gave up your armor. How have you been?
More careful. Where's the little guy?
Back with his own folk.
That's too bad. I guess we both lost something we were fond of.
Can I buy you a drink?
All this is good. I like all that. Nothing to change here.
I still don't see what all that's got to do with me.
I need you to lead a garrison.
Good storytelling right there. Like that's good directing. Nothing's worse than like when you like repeat a bunch of information the audience knows because like the director thinks the audience is stupid and can't pick up on the context, or like doesn't remember the scenes before and has to have somebody like re-explain it. Oh, that drives me crazy. It happens a few times in The Mandalorian. I'm thinking season 2 when Din meets Bo-Katan on Trask, the water world. Oh, there's one section where they just like go over this plan and it's just like the worst 3 minutes of exposition for no reason. So good technique to like, yeah, they go in and get a drink, and when the audience gets in here, they're getting refills or something, and they've already talked about everything the audience already knew. Now we're picking up into stuff they don't know.
I still don't see what all that's got to do with me.
I need you to lead a garrison. Your people are good fighters, and there's plenty of credits in it for them, too.
The peace is intact, Mando. We took out that dragon. My people don't want to fight no more.
Your town might be good for now, but it's all part of the same planet. We need good people to step up, or the spice is bound to come through these parts.
As long as I'm here, that's not a problem. So why should they risk their lives for this Boba Fett?
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
Freetown.
What?
It's called Freetown now.
I hate that name. It's so dumb. Freetown. I kind of want to cut that.
Freetown.
What?
It's called Freetown now.
We changed the name. Suits us better.
Well, I fought side by side with citizens in Freetown. And they're brave people. And the Pikes Syndicate.
Yeah, that's... I think I can cut out that Freetown stuff pretty easily. Any big Freetown fans in the chat who are going to leave me angry comments for doing this? Okay, so he goes...
Right now. Just might be good right now. Mos Pelgo might be good right now. And the Pike Syndicate has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
The town.
Okay, so that doesn't connect, obviously.
Freetown now.
Change name. Suits us better.
I fought side by side with
Boba Fett.
Din doesn't even continue his thought from what he was saying earlier.
We changed name. Suits us better.
I fought side by side with the citizens of Freetown, and they're brave people. And the Pike Syndicate has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
Orek, what's up? Sukui, thanks for joining. Where are you from? Or I remember your name from originaltrilogy.com, is that right? Or was it on Reddit? I remember sending you my edit. Let's see. Okay. Okay.
They're brave people. This is Freetown, and they're brave people. And the Pike Syndicate has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
Town wants no part of it.
I could cut, like... Watch this. What if I go right from Din saying this, and then I have the weak way just like cut him off? Kind of like he does with the Freetown thing, but now I've just removed the whole Freetown nonsense, and instead...
The town wants no part. That's
this might work.
Boba Fett.
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
The town wants no part of it.
Okay. I just need to make him speak up faster. Don't want his arm movement to drop here. Cut out a few frames. Because I want him to get cut off pretty fast. Let's try this.
Boba Fett.
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
The town wants no part of it. That's a city folk fight.
Don't like it. It was too abrupt. Still
Is that
doesn't
what you
work.
say too, Marshal?
We're square, you and me.
Yes, we are. But I didn't think you were one to back down from bullies.
See, that's what I like about you, Mando. That big smile.
There's no easy way to ask for a favor.
Okay. Now I've got a whole picture of how that scene actually goes. want to find... Where did I originally... do this? The first time I tried this idea, it was close, but it wasn't there, and I want to remember how exactly I organized that conversation. Let's see if I have the old version here. Oh, that's got nothing on it. Yeah, this is too old. I don't even have a book 5 in here. Let's see how many book 5s I have rendered. Be this one. Oh no, this is my... Yeah, that's not it. This one?
So why should they risk their lives now?
We changed the name. Suits
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
Freetown.
What?
It's called Freetown.
I think it has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
The town wants no part of it. That's a city full of fight.
Yes, we are. But I didn't think you were one to back down from bullies.
See, that's what I like about you, Mando. That big smile of yours lets you get away with anything.
There's no easy way to ask for a favor.
I'll tell you what. Things are tough around here. But I'll see what I can do.
No, that's not...
Tell these people to hit.
That's definitely not it then. And this isn't even the one where I... It's not even the one where I did the flashback. Okay, we're gonna try a different tactic. Rather than finding it on a hard drive where I have no clue what hard drive that version is on, let me go back to like 2023 when I was sending out links and see if any of these still work. No, it would have to be before that one. Even older. I worked on this like 2 years ago. No kidding. It's none of those. Man, this is gonna be hard to find. I did so much work on it, and I need it to refresh my memory. This is all this one. I hope I didn't actually just get rid of it. I have like... No. When did I have my book 5 where... Beginning of summer. I don't think I had a release before then. Is Freetown a good title for a town? I don't think so. full day. Yeah, from original trilogy. Yep, Oric. For sure. Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. April 4th? Are you serious? Is that for real? Are you actually serious about this? April 4th what? I don't see it. I didn't have links out by then. I'm gonna have to go like in my actual projects. I know I was talking about it with people. I was saying, hey, I'm trying to do this. Can you see if it works? Da da da. What am I in? March 20. Okay, it's before March 2020. It's old, isn't it? From the one I sent you. Oh, are you talking about... I'm looking at 2023 stuff. Unless you requested this, like, years and years ago. I'm looking way back right now. Okay, this might be it. No! Oh my gosh. Yes, because I used Dropbox for a while. Why did my Dropbox close? That sucks. Because that is definitely where I had it stored. Trying to see if I can sign into this. Ah, dang it. Dang it. I'm pretty sure it's whatever one is locked behind this. I'm on my other monitor seeing if I can log into that old Dropbox account. Oh, come on. It's all two-factor stuff on my a phone that's on at my office. Dang. So probably none of these work. Oh, come on. You're kidding me. What's the freaking password? The way. Oh,
Copy Lambda.
why can I get into this one, but I can't get my book 5 one? Oh, you're kidding me. That's definitely the one I want. Hold on. Hold on. I'm doing. I have a way to see my messages on that other phone on here. See if I can log into my Dropbox, see what the heck is happening. Oh, come on. go, there we go. Okay, I'm in my Dropbox. So where the heck did that go? Aha! 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 I've done it! Please be the one. Please be the one. I have no guarantee this is even the one that has that change, but I'm in my Dropbox and it feels good to have this small victories.
Match for the syndicate numbers. We must buy time until...
before that?
It was a scheduled vacation, actually.
Well, that's
Workers
quite...
District.
I think this is it.
And say, if you...
Because this is definitely a different scene order. Oh, that's right, because... I think it's like way...
Give me that.
I'm trying to remember my sequence of events from so long ago.
Starship.
Yeah, because I remember... My original idea for this was that he was going to go have this conversation instead of going to see Grogu. When he says, but first I need to go visit a friend, he was talking about Cobb. Because she asked, like, help with the Pikes, and he's like, hey, yeah, I'll help, but I'm going to bring more help. And he goes and uses that line, first I got to go see I deleted it so because in the show he says, first I got to go see a little friend. I just deleted little, so he just goes, first I got to go see a friend. And then he goes here and recruits Cobb. Now I'm praying this is also the version where Cobb says no.
Marshal Van.
Please.
There's no easy way to ask for a favor.
I'll tell you what. Things are tough around here. We're square, you and me.
Yes, okay. That was it. This is why I was saying it didn't work the first time. Because, like, that camera angle shot didn't... Yeah, it was too abrupt. But this is what I wanted to review.
We're square, you and me.
That's kind of how I want to end it. Was like, hey, we're square already. Come on, we conducted business. Don't ask me to send a bunch of my people to their deaths. Yes! I'm glad I found it. Whew, that was a journey. I'm trying to get into like a 3-year-old Dropbox account. That's crazy. Alright, we're in business. Let's review all of this and find the flaws in it. And see what I can recreate out of here. Because I reorganized a lot of the whole conversation, so let's see what works and what doesn't.
I still don't see what all that's got to do with me.
I need you to lead a garrison. Your people are good fighters, and there's plenty of credits in it for them, too.
The peace is intact, Mando. We took out that dragon. My people don't want to fight no more.
Your town might be good for now, but it's all part of the same planet. We need good people to step up, or the spice is bound to come through these parts.
As long as I'm here, that's not a problem. So why should they risk their lives for this Boba Fett?
Mos Pelgo might be good right now.
Freetown.
What?
I did not remove that the
It's called
first time.
Freetown now.
We changed the name. Suits us better.
Well, I fought side by side with the citizens of Freetown. And they're brave people. And the Pike Syndicate has us outnumbered, and we need your help.
The town wants no part of it. That's a city full fight.
Is that what you say too, Marshal?
See, that's what I like about you, Mando. That big smile of yours lets you get away with anything.
There's no easy way to ask for a favor.
I'll tell you what. Things are tough around here. We're square, you and me.
Okay, I only noticed 2 real changes I made there. So it's not as extensive of a change as I thought. But I don't know if it has to be. Let's see this. Yeah, okay, see how I did that? It just cuts to Din going here now. And there was like no further conversation. Like it seems like I don't like Din's nod here. I would need to like get rid of that, which I should be able. All I have to do is like stop there, so it's like he's kind of taken aback. And then we go here through all this. Then, like I said, then I had this play out. So this is like kind of giving him motivation to rethink things. And I did have him roll right from there. He sends him away. I think I want to keep this. This was a good idea. Because it's like it's right outside his town. He walks right back into town. You get the little windmills, or the wind chimes for a...
Get the word out.
That was way too abrupt, but... You get like, I'll find some ways to space out that section. Then he goes back, and he's like...
I want all men and women of fighting age to come to town. I want to have a meeting.
It's not our problem, Marshal.
No, but it might be after they hear what I'm going to say.
So when you have that Pike scene set in between there, now like he has a reason to change his mind. Which in the original show, he didn't. That it didn't happen in that order. So I like that touch for his character. And then this was not the version where I did the flashback, apparently. So, who knows where that one's living.
Negotiate on behalf.
But I solved one problem. Yeah, definitely not the flashback version. That is helpful to have, so I'm glad I found this. Oi, oi, oi. What else do I have in here? Another book 5 in here. What's this one? The heck is this one?
Worry. I told her I didn't know where you...
I think this isn't even...
It's on the house.
Okay, so that one I didn't have him go visit Cobb. He must do that after this scene.
I heard you.
Yeah, and then... It all plays out. He does that. Please be the flashback version. No. No, it doesn't seem like it's going to be. Dang it! I still don't know where the flashback version is.
The matter is resolved.
Yeah.
Your return.
It's not that one.
Tatooine's closed for business.
Okay, so I need to find... This is why I have been dreading doing this section, because I knew it was going to take me down this road. So I had this big gap in my project. So I'm just like, oh, I gotta just grit this out. It's gonna take me like probably 10 hours of work. And just overall to fix this entire segment here of redo this how I want it, get the flashback. Dang it. What freaking version was that in? Let's check like all my old project files. Oh, I hate when I have to do that. Look how many different look how many book 5s I have. It's like I that movie took me so long to do because I couldn't settle. It's gonna start opening random things. Nothing's gonna be linked up right, is it? Oh my gosh. Oof. Big oof. Oh, it got some of it. Let's see if there's enough it found for me to decipher anything of what happened. Whoa, what is this? This is definitely not it. This is probably way too new, I would guess, actually. Oh, wow, yeah, this is way too new of a project. This is like when I was working on book 6. Yeah, way, way, way too new. I'm gonna have to go through my stupid project and find where I was then talking about the flashback. When did I do the flashback? Here we go. Let's see if I can just snag it. Not that flashback, different flashback. That's when I was like working in book 1. Those flashbacks. This is a fun stream, huh? You get to watch me hit Control F and go through 100 form pages to find a 3-year-old conversation I had. Anybody want to distract me? I'd love that. There's so much flashbacks in that show, so there's a lot of talk about it. Great ideas. This is all like book 1 stuff. Whew, did I write all this? Oh, that was Eddie. Dang. Eddie's a beast. Oh, come on. Somebody distract me. I'm losing my mind. Son of a gun. Watch it. It just... I'm banking on the fact that I typed flashback somewhere. Which is like not even a sure thing. This is getting... I think this is getting too late. Who knows where that is? I can rebuild that. That's not as hard. I don't think it was... Doesn't seem like it. I know I wrote about it somewhere. Let me check one more place. I had a very long running conversation with Eddie about some of this. See if I talk to him about it in there. Brutal. Because like I already edited that, so I don't want to redo it if I can just find what version it was in. Back to... Dang it. What's this one? Do I even have that? Nope, that's removed. Stay focused. I'm losing it. What's up, Arthur? What is this? How did I do that? I'm not gonna be able to find this. I've got one more hard drive I could plug into my computer right now that might have it. I thought that was it. Okay. Hold on. This is the right conversation. This is it. This is the version I'm trying to look for when I did this. Because Eddie was the one who he was suggesting a different sequence of events. So he saw the one where I had it as a flashback. It's this one. And I've killed it. I've killed it. That's brutal. This is my real one. So I purged this folder at some point and replaced it with my new stuff. Which means it is still rendered on some hard drive around February 14th, 2024. Okay, there's hope. Look, this is from 2 years ago. I literally have 4 to 5 different versions of that movie on my drive now, and I can't remember which one you liked. Yeah, it got crazy. These films are like at version 15. I have rendered so many different versions of this, but this is the cut I'm looking for. So that's the one. This is the right one I want for the conversation, which I need to redo that anyways. And then let's try to find on a drive February 2024 book 5. It might be this one. Because if I was sending it to Eddie, I was having him look at something. Let's try him. Yeah. All this stuff. Who knows where any of this is. This looks right, though, because I do remember doing these files there. So... This is such a crazy journey. So I've got old book 5, current book 5, new book 5. That's hilarious. This one it can't find, which this is probably book 51. Man, I don't have any of this stuff linked. I thought I had book 51 somewhere on my... Look at I named that. That's funny. This suffering has gone back years. Dang it, I swear. Where's a freaking book 51? Oh, there's going to be a trillion files that have the number 51 in them. I called it TWAM book 51. Okay, you. Are you the dear friend with the flashback sequence? You are absolutely not. This is not even Boba Fett. So would it be in... Is it this one? Book 5, Eddie New? Okay, yeah, because this is the... I think it's this. Is it this one? I kind of think it is. So I just need to relink this file. Whew! I don't know how you guys are still watching this. Sorry. I wish I had something more entertaining to do, but sometimes gutting it out like this is what it takes. Oh boy, alright, let's find this freaking thing. I do believe I have this file. I think it is... Oh, come on. It's... Which one are you? No. No. What about this one? Okay, there we go. Look. It's linked. Please have a flashback. Please have a flashback. Please have a flashback. Please have a flashback. I need a flashback of Cobb, is what I need. And it doesn't look like... Oh. I think this is it. No! No! Shoot! Yeah. I'm saying that because I think it's this one, and this is that file that I can't freaking find. Because I pulled it in here as a render of something else. Oh my goodness! Hiding. This is part of it. Oh, you're in this stupid... I need to move you somewhere else. Let's throw you in there. Look at this. I was doing...
Never more alive than when we sleep. In the final line of the final speech, easy for the dead to tell you to fight. And maybe
if I ever do an Andor edit, I am 100% putting this in.
It's true. Maybe fighting's useless.
I remember having a call with Tony saying, you know, are we going to get away with this?
But I'll tell you this.
I made a case for it. I wrote a legal brief for it.
I'd wake up early and be fighting.
The final line in Marva's speech was...
Start! Fight the Empire! Fuck the Empire.
Fuck the Empire?
Fuck the Empire.
This is real, guys. They actually did that, and when you like look at her lip sync, Look.
Fuck.
She's not saying fight there. You can see it on her lips. It's funny. Okay. What was I doing? I copied that. Okay, let's link you. See if I have the flashback. I'm quite confident I have at least part of it. Please be it. Okay, because he comes out. Dang it! No. No! All that and it's not even it. Oh my goodness. Alright, I might have to find this later. This is getting really boring for everybody, I'm sure. Alright, just had to get that out. Had to get it out of my system. I had no choice. This is it. It might be in the... I think it's in whatever this one is that I can't find. It's 2:23:59 is the media duration. And I don't know where the heck that is. How long is this one? Yeah, that's not the right length. That's not the right length. So it's in either of these. I don't even have anything. On those old ones. Yeah, that didn't even have book 5 in it yet. What about this? Ooh, look at this. Look what I've discovered. Back up February 24th. I got a bunch of book 5s in here. This is too late. That's something else I made, though. Oh, this was cool. This was... I had this as the opening to one of my... I had this whole draft. The movie opened up with this. It's such a bad looking fight though. Just the choreography is like almost unsalvageable. But I really liked what I did here. This was a really cool Boba story. I told you I have had 1,000 different versions of this in my head that's been brewing in there for 3 years. So they've been jumbled. I've tried to get out so many different ways to tell this story. And I haven't found the perfect way yet. So, look at these ideas. I've come up with so many different versions of all this stuff. This, I do believe I am going to use. This is the reason why Boba doesn't go to Mandalore right away. It's because the Hutts come and tell him, yeah, we're going to mess you up if you... This scene is gold. Was that in reference to the Boba Fett one in the beginning? I didn't see when you sent that. That scene is like the slowest fight ever. The choreography is so weird in it. And then they come in with these like really weird weapons and stuff. Oh, it's kind of rough in my opinion. Okay. I'm looking for a Boba Fett Oh. Oh, people. Is this it? This is it. Yes! Oh, it was worth it. All the pain and suffering. I found it. Oh. Deep breaths. I got my flashback sequence. This is where I made it.
But I smelled something.
I'm here to
I love the color grading I did on this. I need to find how I did that because I think it looks really westerny.
On behalf of the Pike Syndicate.
I don't negotiate. Clear out.
Yeah, that's like the perfect color grading
Tell
that
your
I want
bosses
here.
we know they're outnumbered.
I need to find that LUT I made for that
I wouldn't be
version.
counting on the people of Freetown to be coming anytime soon. I paid Marshal Vanth a visit.
Look at that.
Should have never left him without his armor.
And then we play that. It goes through his death. Or is the closest Disney gets to death.
I've got back.
So you see that?
Before you get any ideas.
So I did this intentionally, so it's like to show, okay, now we're back in the present. And I pulled this shot from something completely else so that it's like Din is hearing the news that Cobb got shot for the first time. And he's mad. Like he's pissed about this, and that's why he like steps out of the corner now. So that's a reuse shot from somewhere else.
Before you get any ideas.
And then it's like Cat is directly addressing him.
I've got back shooters too. Let the spice move through Mos Espa, and all this can be avoided.
Cad Bane's voice design is really good, as much as I don't like his VFX in this show.
What do you propose then?
And also, as much as I...
No.
Look how bad this looks. Look at the paint on these human lips. Look how bad the production quality is in this show. Is it supposed to be like that? Like that is clearly paint on somebody's real lips that is peeling off. So I'm sure part of this is prosthetic and part of this is VFX, is what I would guess here. So you've got like a real actor with some of it. Yeah. Kills me. Like, how are you looking at that? Oh, no, don't show me that. Like, that's what a Duros lip should look like. Look at that. And you're telling me that is as close as you could get? That's a human lip! Ay, ay, ay.
And family. Painted on a speed bike gang. But
Not now. You pick when. Emotional.
Yeah, there we go. Alright, I found that, so now I know. Whew! What a journey! My goodness. 218.23, 218.53, 218.43. So those are two other versions. But this is the one that I need. Oh my goodness. Folks, be more organized than me. That's all I gotta say. All I gotta say. Actually, let's rename this flashback version. What do you mean? Oh. Do I already have it in here? Are you kidding me? It's been under here the whole time. I just didn't know what it was called. Why? No? Why does it say it's open in... It says I can't rename it because it's open in Premiere. Okay, I'll just rename it in here. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, got my flashback. And I've got the inspiration for this scene. Oh my goodness. I just gotta be honest, after all that, I don't have it in me to actually, like, edit this now. I'm gonna have to do that after a night of sleep. I've got a game plan now. I know what versions I need to look at in order to build this arc that I want. Yeah, it's something totally else. Oops. Yeah. It's definitely this one. Okay. I still might want to do something with this. I think I can make this a usable scene, because I was also brainstorming about using this as a reason that Boba Fett doesn't make it to Mandalore on time. So imagine all this plays out, Boba Fett commits to going, then the Hutts roll up on him. They, like, kind of warn him. He tells them to screw off. He then goes back. He finds out the Hutts have flipped Chrysanthemum, which is a very Chrysanthemum thing to do. This is like a scumbag Wookiee bounty hunter. He's not, like, loyal to Boba Fett outside of his contract, and if a Hutt has a bounty to kill Boba Fett, he'll do it. So then I was going to kind of use this as a reason, like, why Boba doesn't make it to Mandalore, because this whole Hutt conflict. Because there's 2 scenes of the Hutts. And I can use them in any order since I'm doing this. And resubtitling everything. And then you have him, like, glare. He's already on the Hutt side then, so when he's already attacked Boba Fett, all this feels so different. And then it's like he ignores him again, and then he gets ambushed again. I don't have Boba Fett lose this, by the way, though. He's not he's not a wimp in mine. So I was planning on just transitioning right into there.
Terribly sorry, Your Excellency.
You do not know who I am, then why did you send this man to assassinate me?
I can assure you.
He's a member of the Order. Is that so?
So I can revoice this thing to say anything I want. So I am planning on making this like a different character than the first mayor. There's a lot of different things I can do. I can't remember if he keeps his same clothes on the whole time. If he does, I should be able to just like mask and color grade that and make it a different color, perhaps. Still brainstorming a lot of different ideas, obviously, as you can tell. So there we go. This was just a draft edit.
Marshal. Get the word out. I want all men and women of fighting age to come to town. I want to have a meeting.
It's not our problem, Marshal.
No, but...
Good, okay. That's the plan then. I have all my pieces. I am going to write these out on like note cards. And I need to build this. I need to just gut out this section and fix it. This is... I would say this segment has been like the number one reason I've been delayed in book 6 has taken so long to make. It's tough to... Boba Fett is the number one reason you haven't been able to watch this film yet. I have to get him right. I absolutely have to. I can't throw him away like Disney did after a show and then just give no explanation on why he's just written out of the show. I'm sure the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will come in and try to do something stupid, and I'll have to reframe it, but I'm confident you guys will be happy with Boba Fett's arc in here. My main regret is I wish I could put more Boba Fett in. I'm going to try and get as much as possible. But again, this is a goal for the final movie to be under 3 hours, which is a challenge. But I'm pretty confident. Like, look how long Mandalore goes on. You've got like an hour of Mandalore stuff. And so much of it is just horrendous. Like the cave system and stuff. It's like, what are we doing in this? Oh, wow. Plants can grow underground? What? It's like they wanted this big emotional thing about plants growing in a cave. That's like, reminds me of when I was like a kid in high school and like the English teacher, you're like reading a book and the English teacher takes like one sentence and breaks it down into like 45 minutes of nonsense. That's the vibe this scene gives me. It's like someone thought this was like really, really profound. What if right in the middle of our action sequence they find a cave with plants? And it gives them hope. I get it, you want to communicate Mandalore can be restored. But you can't do that in the middle of your final action sequence. It's so ridiculous the way Bo-Katan's squad moves through this base. You cannot even process the movements her team is doing. They're in here after Paz. Din gets captured, breaks out in 2 seconds. Then they run out. The TIE interceptors go up in the air. They disappear. They're never seen again. Then suddenly, like, Bo-Katan is in this cave. Like, how did she get there? And then they all, like, fly back, like, halfway across the planet. It's like, how... In this 20 minutes, how freaking far did you walk in this cave system? Where you now have to fly all the way back here? This is, like... miles and miles away. Like, you were inside the base. None of it makes any sense. This whole final episode is complete nonsense. They get from here inside the Imperial base. Where's the last time we see him? Yeah, it's I can't take that. They run like 5 miles in 5 minutes underground in a cave. When you try to map out the geography of the base's layout and where the Mandalorians are, what the space battle is doing, impossible. It's genuinely an impossible task. There's zero spatial awareness or coherence as to when and where events take place in this episode. So you can see how much I've already done in the individual scenes, but I haven't even started moving stuff around to try and make it make sense, because I'm going to try as hard as I can. I'm going to draw, like... I mean, obviously, Gideon's got this map, but do you think the directors actually planned through here and said, okay, actually I do have a sequence playing out here, so, probably running underground in a 5-minute period, they'd probably be like over here at most. No. No, he's like, no, screw it. They're in a cave on the other side of the planet. Just put them over there. I need this thematic connection. You can't be doing that in your... This is the culmination of 3 seasons of a battle, and it's so disorganized. It's crazy how bad this was. Some people I see online are like, I thought Mandalorian Season 3 was pretty good. And I look at this stuff and I'm like, how? How are you saying this was good? I understand if these aren't like concerns for you and they don't hamper your enjoyment of something. Totally fine. I respect that a lot, and I'm very happy for you. People find enjoyment in different things for different reasons. I happen to find my number one enjoyment from like plot coherence and character development and good choreography and pacing. And I would say it is objectively impossible to praise this ending sequence on that stuff. Sure, if you want to turn your brain off and not think about how they get from point A to point B, not think about the time it takes for things, not think about why the TIE fighters disappear out of the air and never come back, why they make this big mention of... I can't take that face. My clones! The TIE bombers go up, they act like they're this big threat, they blow up the Mandalorian capital ship, and then gone. They never land. It's just like they leave the system or something. They don't even show it. They just... Writers just didn't use them anymore. It was just like the directors saying, well, I need Grogu to show off his force power, so I need some reason for this ship to crash, so let me just say there was extra bombers and they flew up and they blew it up. And then it crashes, and then it's like, what? This isn't like an actual battle plan. Where did your threat go? Where are the bombers now? Like, they all have this, like, kumbaya moment after this. You don't have a space fleet. There's, like, hundreds and hundreds of TIE fighters and stormtroopers and TIE bombers that were in the air that just blew up your capital ship. And you don't have any space forces. Nothing. It's so, like, imagine you're a TIE bomber. You go up here and you're like, yeah. Heck yeah, I just blew up a capital ship. Or whatever, this is a cruiser. A light cruiser. You watch it, like, collapse into orbit, and then it's like, what, you just say, okay, my job's done, I'm gonna hyperspace out now? Or should I go back and actually, like, bomb this? Especially when there's no anti-air capability at all, and then the Mandalorians are literally, like, just in this city. I don't know. That's the type of stuff that just drives me absolutely up a wall. And when I start, again, some people aren't bothered by that kind of thing. They just like to see cool, big set pieces with characters they like, and that's awesome for them. But yeah, this type of stuff, all these interceptors, like, you're acting like it's this big threat. They go up and then they never come back. No one in the world can explain how this my clones thing is good. How Din getting dragged down this hallway and breaking out in 2 seconds is good pacing or storytelling. That's stuff that just can't be justified. I'm dreading working on this. I wish I could find it. Like, just as an example of how poorly this was filmed and directed. I can't remember where it is. But at one point, like, one of these guys on the ground, he still has, like, he's not... Some of this is CGI, the way they do this armor on them. So they like didn't do some of them, and there's like multiple bodies on the ground that still have the VFX stickers on them. That's what they use to like motion track stuff. So they'll have like big red stickers. So in their program you can pinpoint shoulder, groin, knees, head, and like they didn't VFX them. Like there's bodies on the ground that are just. They've got all the stickers still on them. It kills me. And then you get... There's something else that was just total nonsense here. It's like they filmed a million different takes. They just filmed like a ton of different scenes. Let's watch this. She's cutting out the back. Everyone falls out the back. Okay, it's like very clear that Paz was the one taking the stand. He's just standing there. He's been frontlining this entire thing. Okay, look where the bodies are now. A couple people got shot in the background. It closes. Where's the shot? And the Mandalorian bodies are all outside the door. We like again. This is stuff that drives me nuts. I remember watching. I watched this episode at 3 a.m. I woke up so I could watch it live, and I'm like, "Well, did I miss something? When did that happen? Oh, wait, when did that happen? Oh, it's rough. So rough." So. I think, yeah, this is... Let me show you this. Okay, here's how they do these guys. This is some of the other glitches. So look, these are the Imperial Super Commandos in the Beskar design. Like, look... how lazy this set directing is. I'm gonna find you the clip. I just saw it a second ago. Look at this. Look at this. Is that an Imperial Super Commando? No, that is a spare Stormtrooper set. Like, yeah. They're just like, oh, we need more bodies. Go grab everything from the closet. Just chuck them on the ground. Mandalorians, Stormtroopers, anything. I need bodies on the ground. I don't care if they're supposed to be in the door, behind the door. Just bodies on the ground. Working on these last two episodes is just infuriating. All right, that's got to be enough ranting. I will be working on my Boba Fett sections the rest of this week. Probably it's Easter weekend and I am traveling to my in-laws. So might not stream until next week. I might be able to get one in like Friday. We'll see. I'll try and get some work done over the next couple days now that I have found everything. I've got flashback version for my flashback, and then on my Dropbox is I don't really need much from there, but help me with that one scene. So let me check if I missed anything in chat. Nope, I'm good to go. Sorry everybody for the somewhat of a boring stream for like half of this, digging through files and all. was cool hanging out with you, but I'll catch you on the flip side. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for being here.